What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GVP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GVP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. My man Mark is in the house. Mark, I got to get back to you. I apologize for that. It has been one of those weeks. I will talk to you soon, Mark. Today is Friday, November 21st. Happy Friday. Happy Vikings week. And I've talked about this before. The Vikings, to me, are my least favorite team in the division, in football, probably in all of sports. I've always disliked them. I don't know if it started because of Jared Allen back in the day. Not sure if it started because of Brett going there. Greg Jennings, Adrian Peterson always giving us problems. But for some reason, I've always enjoyed wins over them more than any other team. And this Sunday, we've got a chance to take them down. And it's been a while, right? We got swept by them last year, both times in embarrassing fashion. Things are a little different this year. J.J. McCarthy not looking very good so far in his young career. And it's too early to call him a bust or anything like that. But so far, it is not good. However, I am still cognizant of all of their skill guys that they've got. They've got some boys over there that, unfortunately, I think will give us some problems on Sunday. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Hawkinson, throw Jalen Naylor in there. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason out of the backfield. We are going to have our hands full. And if we don't come ready, if we don't send extra pressure towards McCarthy, he will get the ball in these guys' hands, and we will have ourselves a problem. I don't like the dink and dunk defense. I don't like how we haven't got enough pressure with our four guys that we are sending. Letting opposing teams have these long drives only to bend but not break is great when you keep them out of the end zone. It's pointless when you let them get in the end zone. But by doing that, you're keeping Jordan Love and the offense off the field for a lot longer than we should be. The Giants game, for example, sure, we only gave up 20 points, but their long drives, they kept converting on third and fourth down time and time again, is basically shortening the game. And sure, they are only scoring 20 points, but on the flip side, we as in the Packers offense are only getting 3, maybe 4 drives in the first half. It's just not a way to get Jordan in the offense and rhythm. It's not how you score a lot of points to get ahead early. And that recipe has proved to keep other teams in the game a lot longer than they should. We got to start sending some pressure and being more aggressive because I am sick of these 10-plus play drives that just grind the clock and keeps our offense off the field. Enough ranting. What else we got here? We got tipping. If you're going to the Packers game this year, maybe you're planning on going to the Vikings game this weekend and you don't have tickets. Maybe you're planning to spend Thanksgiving not with the fam and instead in Detroit watching the Packers take down the Lions on Thanksgiving. Maybe you're planning on going to the Bears game at Lambeau the week after. Do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market, and if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as everybody else, and TickPick is still the cheapest every single time. Use the code Packers22 for an extra $22 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Shout out to TickPick. They are the best in the biz. Let's hop into the comment section here, shall we? And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332. Family owned and operated since 2007 with decades of combined legal experience, Nicolet Law's team of compassionate local attorneys are prepared to meet your unique legal challenges head on. Nicolet Law is just shy of 2,000 five-star reviews, and they have helped their clients recover over $350 million in the last 17 years that they have been in business. Injured, get Nicolet. All right, chat. What do we got cooking up today? Couple days out from Packers Vikings Lambeau Field. It is a noon game. Should be decent weather-wise. I think in the upper 40s, low 50s for a high on Sunday. Makes for some good football weather. Makes for a good opportunity to take out the Vikes. Put a nail in the coffin of their season. They're kind of floating around. What are they? 4-5. Gotta take care of the Vikes on Sunday. What do we got? Ethan, thoughts on Musgrave? I thought he was solid for a while, but after last week, it scares me a little. Yeah, Ethan, Luke Musgrave, after his first half blunder of a performance, didn't play a single snap in the second half. And although Adam Stenavich said yesterday, I wouldn't look into that too much. Why would you say that? Why would you say I wouldn't look into that too much? That's what we're watching. He didn't play a single snap. And if he was deserving of playing some snaps, then that's a problem. I don't think he deserves a whole lot of snaps as of right now. He just has not been good. And that's just the end of it right there. He just has not been good. He hasn't been able to block. He hasn't been able to catch. He hasn't been able to run after the catch. Everything is just not good out of Luke Musgrave. And I will say, I think the Packers are kind of misplaying him a little bit. He needs to be in the slot. He needs to be running vertical down the seam, plays to him downfield. We can't have him inline blocking. We can't have him leaking to the flats and expecting him to make a play after the catch if he does catch it. Yeah, everything with Luke Musgrave, unfortunately, right now is not looking good. Maybe he has a bounce-back game on Sunday if he plays. But I think moving forward, it'll be a tight end by committee with how he has been playing, unfortunately. So, Ethan, appreciate you for hopping in as always. Enjoy your Friday. My man, Nate Smith over on YouTube. Last year, we were the highest scoring first quarter team in the league. This year, one of the worst. I'm curious on what changed. The 15-play script needs a rewrite. I agree, Nate. It's crazy that it's flipped like that, right? We were great off the script last year. This year, not so much. And I think some of that has to do with not getting the ball first. I think we are a lot better when we receive. And the other half is when we don't receive, we're letting the offenses go on these longer play drives. And we haven't let up a first quarter or first drive touchdown in quite a while. And, of course, we let that happen against the Giants somehow. But the script does need a rewrite. Hopefully this Sunday we take the ball, we go on a nice little drive and score a touchdown to start Sunday's game. That would be a nice start. And I need that. I need a little positivity out of the first half offense. That is for sure. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you as always, my man. King AJ, always in the house. Good morning, Rob. Honestly, I was not a fan of Josh Jacobs saying he doesn't believe in missing games. Love the dedication, but hate the risk factor. Yeah, and I'm with you, King AJ. Obviously, he doesn't have the final say, right? And you know that. And I think some of it was just kind of like a, hey, I want to play for my guy type of thing. I will say I was surprised when he had that calf injury that the Packers did let him go a few weeks back. I believe it was against the Cardinals. He was a true game time decision, and the Packers let him play. I was surprised by that, which leads me to believe that this weekend may be something similar. So he is obviously the main guy we are watching this week to see if he's going to go. I don't think he is, but we shall see. Thank you, King AJ. Appreciate you as always, all your questions. Trevor, 1 week we want Matt fired, the next we don't. Well, Trevor, slow it down here. I have never wanted him fired, at least up to this point, right? I know what you're talking about, though, and I know you're not talking specifically at me, and I'm kidding, but yeah, it's funny how that works, right? It's a a week-to-week league. 1 week we're this, the next week we're that. Jordan 1 week is in the MVP conversation after a big win, and the next week after a loss, folks are wondering if he's the problem in Green Bay. So that's how things go, unfortunately, with the world of social media, the instant reaction of people, anybody you can type online, which is great. Just means you're going to be seeing a lot of everything on the spectrum, right? From good to bad to terrible to great to whatever. And yeah, that's how it goes this week. We're good because we won. We shall see what the verdict is Sunday after the Vikings game. Thank you, Trevor. Cameron, confidence level for Sunday. Cameron, I'm pretty fired up. Finally, a division game against my least favorite team, and the odds are in our favor. We're at home. Vikes have been struggling, specifically on offense, and I'm hoping this is the week that we finally can generate some turnovers. Excuse me. I alluded to it earlier about the long drives we're letting teams go on. If you're going to play the bend and not break defense, we need some drive-stopping plays, right? Whether that's through turnovers, whether that's through sacks. We got to make some game-changing plays, and I think the lack of excitement and juice in our games is because we're not getting a lot of those. So that changes on Sunday. Come on, say it with me. Thank you, Cameron. Jesse, a blunt feeling about this team at this very second. Jesse, that is an interesting question. Let me preface this by saying I am a very optimistic, glass half full type of guy when it comes to the Packers. I'll never be the one to say that the season is over. I go into every game thinking that we're going to win somehow, some way, right? And this year has been a little vague or stale, if I'm being honest. After Tucker Kraft got injured, I was pretty numb for a while when it comes to thinking about the Super Bowl and our chances and all those things. There's guys on our team that you just have to have if you want to make a run at winning it all. And I think Tucker Kraft, I know Tucker Kraft was one of those few guys. Jordan, of course, being one of those guys. Josh Jacobs, Micah Parsons now. Going on a run in the playoffs isn't going to be impossible this year, but it's going to be a lot harder without Tucker out there. So the offensive line is another major concern for me. The corner play. There's things that make me think twice when talking about a Super Bowl, but you know me, of course. I'll be thinking it's a possibility until it's officially not. So my blunt feeling overall is that Jordan Love is covering up a lot of deficiencies on offense. The pass rush outside of Micah is non-existent, and the offensive line play is kind of handcuffing the offense. If we can start to block up front, and if we can start to get more pressure with four, or whether that be some simulated pressures, sending Edgerrin Cooper or Quay Walker when he's back and healthy, maybe Keyshawn Nixon. I know we did that last week. And if we can start generating some more turnovers, I'll start to get a little bit more excited. But those things need to be fixed if we're going to compete with the big dogs in the playoffs. So thank you, Jesse. That was an interesting and unique question. I appreciate that. King AJ, playing players on injuries maybe could be because some seats are getting a little warm. So we have to play our best players. They used to be very strict on them. King AJ, and I know that you have your justified yet skepticism surrounding, the coaching staff and Brian Gutekunst, rightfully so. And that's an interesting question. In the sense of urgency of winning and winning now, and this year being one of the few years that, or one of the years that our Super Bowl window is open, could, yes, very well be behind some of the thinking, but behind some of the thinking when it comes to playing guys when normally we might not. Like you said, we used to be so strict on injured players. We used to, be on the side of caution. And the last year or so, they really haven't been. You think back to Christian Watson in the Bears game, that didn't matter. You think back to Zach Tom earlier this year against the Browns when he lasted just one snap. You think back to Josh Jacobs against the Cardinals game when he was dealing with a calf injury. You think back to Brandon McManus. You don't have to think back too far for that. Yeah, I have been pretty disappointed with how they've handled injuries. And like you said, King AJ, it could be because seats are getting a little warm. And that is a very good observation. So good observation, King AJ. Appreciate you. Excuse me. What else we got? Nate. This week comes down to 1, protection up front against the blitz. Praised Vikes. I expect an extra O-lineman like last week. And 2, keeping those Viking receivers in front of us and rallying to the ball. I'm with you, Nate. They've got some weapons on offense. And if we're not careful, if we're not going to tackle, if we're going to let them, take everything they want underneath, we're going to be in for a long day. And so we got to rally, like you said, to the ball, make the tackle upon, contact, no missed tackles. Edger and Cooper. Got to make the tackles. We can't be letting these guys just run all over the field. So I'm with you, Nate. Mason, think Josh Jacobs gives it a go? If it's up to him, Mason, he'll be out there, right? But we'll see. He practiced a little bit yesterday and talked after practice saying that if he doesn't play this weekend, he's definitely playing Thursday. So I personally think the Packers probably hold him out of this Vikings game. That way they can make sure he's ready to go for Thanksgiving in Detroit. But we shall see, right? All things are on the table, I think, when it comes to Josh Jacobs and his status this weekend. Thank you, Mason. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.